are present in Iyar. The Iyar are connected to the source. Spheres are present in the Iyar by definition of the Iyar. Because in Iyar there is a Hagilui, and spheres, this is this is the Gilui aspect in the Iyar. And this Gilui comes in two different manners. One is that the Gilui is bli gvul, totally reflective of the Etzem, directly reflective of the Etzem itself. And in that case, in this Gilui also there are spheres, except the spheres there are Ayin Ketz. The Bechina spheres is Ayin Ketz. They are in the state in the Bechina. It's a different kind of sphera element. It's not a sphera that calls for presenting a specific quality. It's a sphera that presents the Ein Sof. Spheres Ein Ketz. And now we're going on the next page from the Hey on top, which we started already. But or Shehagilui, that's the other variation of Gilui. If the Gilui is the Hoyer Bigvul, it's a Gilui for the with the intent of the Hoyer Bigvul to give light and to express the inner of the Etzem Bigvul in a finite arena. Shebegilui zeh, wherein this Gilui has spheres, hein bebchinas as spheres. And this Gilui that's aiming, that's focused on Gvul, and this Gilui, the spheres are bebchinas as spheres. They are by definition as spheres. So here we have spheres Ein Ketz, which is reflective of the Gvul of the Iyar, and then we have spheres as spheres, which is reflective of the Gvul and intent of the Iyar.
We have spheres Ein Ketz that reflect.
What?
Okay, I didn't hear clearly. Spheres Ein Ketz that reflect
the source, the Etzem.
Okay. And the others?
That reflect the intent of Gvul from within the Etzem. Hoyer Bigvul. What is the point of these statements? The point of these statements is that the spheres are not additional aspects in the Iyar. They're the union of Gilui of the Iyar. The Gilui aspect of the Iyar. The Gilui aspect of the Iyar comes in two different ways. Bli Gvul and L'Hoyer Bigvul.
This is the whole R?
What?
There's no other R besides the spheres? This is the R. This is what R is? Like
No, Iyar has spheres.
ah.
Spheres is the Gilui aspect of the Iyar. coming back to our illustrations. We said that a human being in a home, his presence in the home gives off oil from his essence. There is a human presence here in the home, by virtue of the fact that the human being is an atzmi in terms of having a home. A home consists of a home. In general speaking, he's got an address, he's got a place where he is stationed himself. Then subsequent to that, the home is also designed and subdivided into individual rooms for different functions of the human being, presenting the human being not from a home perspective, but from a home function perspective. It's the very same human being. As we said many times, I hate to go back, but we said many times that in a table there is the element that this is really representative of the supreme quality, status of a human being. Along with that, there is also the practical thing that the table supports human activity. It makes it easier for him to eat and to put things down and so forth. It gives you a practical service. And we said that this practical service although it is completely practical, but that too is reflective of the human quality. Why does he have these comforts? Why is a plate of food standing on the table, not on the floor? It's a practical thing. But it's also reflective of the human status. In other words, that which expresses itself in a very finite, in a very definitive manner, is also rooted in the essence, in the truth. And it's connected to that. To the extent that we say, Odom shein le Beis einay Odom. And we also says that hoichel b'shug pimel lekelev. In both instances, we're saying that there's a human quality that is missed at very different levels.
The second phrase?
Everybody with me? Huh?
The second phrase, what's the meaning of the second phrase he said in Hebrew?
One who eats in the market, in the open market, is likened to a dog. Both are reflective of the human quality. One is in a bli gvul, on a total level. One is in a specific level. This is what we say, that in Gilui, there is two types of Gilui. One is Gilui Bli Gvul, in which also there are spheres. But then the spheres are B'chinas Ein Ketz, and then there is a Hoyer Big Gvul, and in this Gilui there is spheres, and the spheres as a spheres. We can go into this, but I prefer we continue. Now the second line on page Chof. But then, although we are talking about L'hoyer B'Gvul, we're talking about this, that there is a finite number of spheres sufficient to express this message of L'hoyer B'Gvul. Nonetheless, because that they are they have quality of dveikus being inside. They are not entities on their own, but they are actually totally connected and joined in with the Oyer Yisrael. In our mashal, the convenience aspect of human activity is also connected to the human being, to the essence of the human being. Not the same, it's on a different level, in different manner. Because of the Dveikus being itself, whereas in essence the Oyer is Adover being inside. The Hasphira Shebahem, and the fact that there is spheroids in this Oyer, Hu Mitzad Hagil. It is due to the fact, to the Gilui aspect. It is not the component of the Oyer. This is not what the Oyer is composed of. The Oyer is B'chinas Dveikus and reflective of the Etz. But there is the element of Gilui. Gilui means that he's expressing what he is. So the spheres in this Oyer is due to the Mitzad HaGilui, is because of the fact that there's an union from Gilui, not as an add-on aspect, but as what the Oyer is. Okay. Thus, as spheres in Gam Kim B'chinas Pshitus. This is why the spheres are also B'chinas Pshitus. Pshitus means they are completely one with their source. Not some extraneous presence.
How are you explaining Shebahem Hu Mitzad HaGilui? Vasphira Shebahem Hu Mitzad HaGilui.
Sphira Shebahem Hu Mitzad HaGilui is due to the Gilui aspect, not to the requirement of the Oyer. The spheres are not the components of the Oyer. Oyer is a direct reflection of the Yetzer. But because there is an aim, a design for the Oyer, there is atmosphere.
Why is Shebahem plural?
Huh?
Why is Shebahem plural?
The Oyros. Okay. Okay, that's what it's feeling. Us is feeling. Us is feeling. Also feeling. All right. It's at Hagilui Shebahem, the aspect of Gilui. So we discussed, we were introduced to this whole aspect, 3 weeks ago on the previous page. What is Gilui? So the best that we found a way to focus in on Gilui is when we understand the difference between Brum Shebiyabosha and Brum Shebiyam. Brum Shebiyabosha and Brum Shebiyam have the similarity in that they both have bodies and they both have life element. The difference is that Brum Shebiyam do not sense the distinction between the body and the life. If I may, I want to discuss this.
We got into this to clarify the difference between
Gilui. What is Gilui? What is Gilui? There's the oil and then there's the Gilui Shema, the Gilui aspect. So what we are saying is that Brum Shebiyam and Brum Shebiyabosha have life, but Brum Shebiyam do not have the Gilui aspect, and Brum Shebiyabosha have the Gilui aspect.
they don't sense the light. They don't sense the
Wait 1 second. Yes, but
okay, sorry.
I want to keep everybody together.
Can I ask something?
Just 1 second. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. If he didn't say anything yet. Yeah, go ahead.
When we said Brim Shebiyabosha, do we mean even animals? They sense the life, or we're just in human beings?
The animal as well, but the animal does not have the intelligence to appreciate himself, whereas the human being does. But the animal also, as we pointed out, stands at its own recognizance and its own feet. Has to balance itself. Okay, let me go into this. We said that the Brum Shebiyam, there is no cognizance, no gilui of the chayis. Brum Shebiyabosha there is. And I'd like you to try to understand the following. As we said many times, chayis. Hello? You with me?
I'm listening.
Huh?
I'm listening.
Chayus. Perhaps I'll step back. Instead of going directly to Chayus, I'll step back to a lower level. Like we said yesterday in Shabbat Mechabringen, that one major aspect in human comfort is not just what he has to support his needs, but that it is in the proper environment, where it belongs, where it should be. Like a human being on earth, he can relate to the truth of being. When he is on Mars, it doesn't make sense that he is there. He has all the individual elements that he needs, but that doesn't give him the sense of his own reality. If this is so begashmius, like like we said, a prison takes a human life out, it snuffs his life out. The sense of comfort, even though he has everything that he needs. But there's no reality to this. This is not his primary orientation. It does not belong in a prison. It belongs in the open space, in the world. Therefore, he is an antivision. He's not in a real. He's an incubator. He's not in a real world. So he feels very uncomfortable no matter what you give him. In other words, the sense of reality is when it is connected, when it is sensing the source of the reality. The same thing is in life, like we said many times. That breathing, when a person catches a breath of fresh air, the expression is that he is relating to the mass of air, the infinite resource of the air, not just the air that hits his nostrils. To translate this same meaning on the Ruch level, in Chayus, sense of Chayus is sensing that there is an infinite reality of Chayus. Chayus is not just a circumstantial phenomenon. I'm experiencing it. No, there is life. There's a living God. And that's what I relate to. That's life. And here's where the human being, it's clearer, and the fish differ, so to speak, very dramatically. Life, as I said, has to do with the living God, with the reality of life itself. The fish are also alive, but they don't have this sense that they're alive from the source of life, because they are within the source. As I said, the fish do not distinction between the body and soul. Life does not come to them; they are within the life source. They don't have a means to appreciate it, what it is. The human being, in that sense, is on the lower level because he's outside of his source. But in terms of his intelligence, in terms of his awareness, this is where his superiority is. He is aware of the infinity of life.
This is where his what is?
What?
This is where his what is? Preoccupation? This is where his what is? What was the word? I missed the word. You said. Alright.
His awareness, his intelligence.
Like the boy who knew the whole Torah in the womb versus
the
boy who knew the whole Torah
in the womb,
in the womb and came out and still knew it versus someone who had to learn it.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, develop that.
The one who knew it just because, in the womb he knows it because he's there, so to speak. He's swimming in it. And when he gets out, if he still knows it like that, it doesn't mean anything. It's just he knows it, but he's not. There's no.
Hear it in terms of our discussion right now.
There's no gilui of it. He
doesn't know that there is something to know. This knowing that there is something to know, and there's a vast resource for knowledge, and a spirit for knowledge, that we should be able to show. And his excitement of learning is not just of what he learned, yes, but this what I learned is a derivative of this vast resource of knowledge. I'm learning the AyinBase. Big deal. Yeah, but the AyinBase is part of Torah. I know an Aleph means I know the infinite knowledge, the infinite knowledge. That's a very unique experience, and that exists only in Rumish B'Yabosh.
Seemingly only in Medaber.
And that, yes, in that sense it's only Medaber. But Rumish B'Yabosh also, even not the Medaber, have a conscious knowledge. They have to go and find their prey. The Pasuk expresses it in a very interesting way. The Pasuk, Baruch says that when nightfall comes, the Kfirim, the young lions, come out and start roaring. What are they roaring? Shoyagim Latorev. They scream, where is my prey? But you're screaming by the prey. We should discuss it another time. The prey is there someplace. I said, that only Rumish B'Yabosh. Okay, so we're up to the parentheses.
Just